Hi, my name is Emily Rose, and I will be talking about Math 112. So, this summer, I plan to take Math 112. I'm taking a 7-week accelerated course with Pima Community College, where I will get my credits, and hopefully that will be enough time for me to be a successful student in Math 112. Okay, so in Math 112, there are ALEX assignments, which are worth 75 points, which is 12.5% of your grade. There's written homework assignments, which is 75 points, which is 12.5% of your grade. There are 3 midterms, which are each worth 100 points, which is 16.7% of your grade. And there's this final exam, which is worth 150 points, which is 25% of your grade. So all of these points add up to 600. So if you get 600 points, for example, then you get an A in the class, which is pretty great. So the midterms count for the largest portion of the Math 112 grade. The resources that are available in Math 112 are Think Tank and office hours, depending on the teacher. He or she will announce days and times. You can also make up assignments if you need. You are able to miss a midterm if there is a good excuse for it, but it has to be a good enough excuse, or else you can't make up the midterm. So for this class, you will need a TI-83 or TI-84 calculator, and a computer is definitely recommended. And Math 112 is different than Math 100 because, so in Math 100, although it is vigorous, it's definitely not as difficult as Math 112 just because you're covering more topics. It's not as, like, the teachers aren't as hands-on. You don't have a math support class. It's basically like you have to put in all the work, you have to do all the ALEX topics, because Math 100 is basically preparing you for Math 112. And then another thing that's different is that Math 100 is out of 2,500 points, and Math 112 is out of 600 points. So there are no knowledge checks in Math 112. Instead of knowledge checks, there are midterms, and all 3 midterms are worth the same. So they're all worth, I believe that they're all worth 100 points. And then in Math 100, the first knowledge check is worth 150 points. The second knowledge check is worth 175 points, and then the third knowledge check, which is the biggest portion, is worth 1,000 points, which is pretty much half of your grade. So yeah, so you have to do really well on the third knowledge check. And then another difference is that we meet 3 days a week during Math 112, and then for Math 100, you have an online meeting on Wednesdays at 9:30. Also, they're not always on Wednesdays, it just depends when you have your Zoom meeting. And with Math 112, you meet 3 days a week. And then with Math 100, it's the online, and then depending on your teacher and your class. For me, I met on Mondays at 9 a.m. and then online on Wednesdays at 9:30 a.m. So there are also 14 homework assignments in total instead of I'm not really sure exactly how many homework assignments are in Math 100, but I know that there's a few because you do get the Math 100 book, and every time that you go to an online meeting, you have to do the problems directed by whoever the host is in the online like teaching portion. They tell you which page to turn to in the Math 100 book, and then you do those problems for that section, but I believe that it's more than 14.